Hello, everybody. I'm so glad to have you on our what we call the Smart Chicks. That's LA and Dawn and I have dubbed ourselves the Smart Chicks. But guess what? We've got more Smart Chicks on the call today on this hangout. It's really exciting because we call ourselves the Rippln Rockin' Women. I mean, when you look at Rippln, I want to just share briefly because some of you may be new to this and are sitting there saying, "Well, what is Rippln?" Well, Rippln really is what I call a mobile social movement. Imagine that you and all your sharing that you do with all your social networks, I mean, name it, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Imagine that every time you shared something, you got rewarded. I mean, how cool would that be? So that is the opportunity of Rippln. And everybody can come in free as a fan, and you're going to get a fantastic global communication app when it's released soon. But we're going to go over really more about the platform and the vision of the company because I think if you look at it, I consider us a blue ocean company. And what that means is that we're simply doing things that have never been done before. So I would like to just stop right there and welcome all of our smart chicks on the line today. We've got Dawn from Croatia, and we've got Faith from Arizona. And then we've got Isabel, a 16-year-old, and her mom, Sharman, from Ohio. So we're showing that being in Croatia, we're global. I mean, we really are all over the world with Rippln. And the idea is to really see how far your social graph reaches. I mean, what kind of ripple effect do you have? If you simply share something with one person, they share it with one person, they share it with one person. I mean, what is possible as a group of people leveraging together if we do that? Oh, by the way, I'm Dottie Berry, and I'm in Blaine, Washington, the Pacific Northwest of the United States. So, Faith, let me start off with you because we were all in Dallas together when we were sort of launching this Ripple, and I'd like to see, well, just get your insights on the vision of Rippln for people who are new, okay?
Well, you know what happened for me was before Dallas, and of course, Dottie, I have you to thank for because you were the first person to introduce it to me. But as you know, a very close friend of mine introduced it to me as well. You know, and a great idea whose time has come. You're going to probably hear about it from more than one person. But it was when Jonathan Budd and I spoke on a conference call, and he painted what I call the backstory. And I really got the picture. That's what got me to Dallas. And once I was in Dallas, it just confirmed everything that I intuitively already knew. So the vision is really one of several levels. And the thing I want to make absolutely clear up front, this is more than just an app company, way more. It is exactly what you said, Dottie. It is a social mobile movement. It is the importance is the platform. And the power of that platform to put the power back into the people, giving people the voice, having transparency. And what does that mean when we say having transparency? So that you understand the reason why Facebook and YouTube and Pinterest and even Google Plus have the value that they have is because we the people, provide the content, and we invite our friends and business associates to join us on these different social platforms. And we were all learning how to interact on these platforms. Now we've come to know our value. So a company comes along like Rippln that says, we see your value and we feel that you deserve to reap the financial rewards as well from that value that you give these social platforms. And so we're recreating a mobile social movement platform, if you will, that will allow each person to participate and see the impact that they have, just sharing with a handful of friends who join the movement, who join the platform, to take a look under the hood. I always say, let's take a look under the hood and just invite people in to take a look. And from that, you get to see your impact, because before you know it, your impact is all over the world, and you didn't have, right? You have that ability to see in real time, visually, in every way through this Rippln platform, the impact that you're making. So the vision is so comprehensive. I think we're just scraping the tip of the iceberg. But the ability to have in-app purchases, hard goods, meaning physical goods, through the Ripple, as well as digital products. And for all of us as content providers, at some point during the unfoldment or the rollout of this incredible endeavor, that we each get to contribute our own genius, our own endeavors, through whether it be apps or products or what have you, through this Ripple. So it's truly going to be a collaborative effort. I really don't see a separation between the company and those of us in the Ripple. I think we're really one unit working together for the greater good for everyone. So that's what I see, the vision. I think that we're just scraping the tip of the iceberg. It was last night. Some of the people were talking about, can you imagine hundreds of apps with different purchases being made for events and for dating services, for movie rentals, and you're getting a small percentage of all of that, and we're truly going to change the tide on the economic environment on this world, and we're going to empower people, and they're going to grow personally. I think the best is yet to come.
Wow. I tell you what, I know that I called on the right person to share that vision. Way to go, Faith, you rock. And here's what I want to say. Yes, I was the first person to mention it to Faith. She ended up, accepting that through one of her good friends, which makes sense. And, there's 7.2 billion people in the world. I mean, we're just starting out with this, and I'm just so happy that Faith saw that vision of Rippln and came in with the movement, and because this truly is a movement by, for, and with the people. And what Rippln gets is, without the consumers, the platform can't even exist. And this is consumer driven, and the consumers will be rewarded for that, so much so that this company has already grown to almost 800,000 people. Now, folks, I just want to put that in perspective. It took Facebook 10 months to reach that. You take Pinterest and Twitter and these others, it took them longer. Pinterest, I think it was 18 months. Instagram, it was 2.5 months. So Rippln is on target to break the record. And I wanted to share something that was in the USA Today just last night. I'm going to hold this up here. But what I'm going to point out is the headline. And the headline says, mobile users cast a wider internet. Folks, what that means is that your TV is going to become your second screen, because everything is going to where the eyeballs are. And where are the eyeballs? Folks, they're right here. And this is what this whole article is about. I've put that, I'll put that out to everybody, but that link is so wonderful to share with people, because what it says is Rippln is on the right track. It's talking about we, the consumers, are the ones who create the companies and the movements and the platforms today, not the other way around. So I'm going to pause right here, and I'm going to go to two of our guests, and that is Isabel and Charmin. And welcome to our Hangout. Love that you all are here. And give us a little feedback about what's happening for you all. I know you all are rippling it instead of rocking.
Thank you for having us, Dottie. Yeah, we just came back from an event. Do I need to do something with my screen? Or are we good?
You're good.
Yeah,
okay.
You're great. Awesome.
Okay, just making sure.
Yes, thank you.
We just had a huge event last night here in Columbus. Michael Rutherford came into town. Of course, he went to Ohio State here, so it's kind of like coming back home for him. But we had a lot of energy last night. Our event was in a movie theater, so we had an awesome sound system, great seating, huge screen. Talked to a lot of people about just, explaining exactly what it is that we're doing, that it is a movement, and that to keep it simple. Our goal last night was to share with people that it's not difficult to share Rippln with people, that it's not rocket science, as a lot of people say, and the simpler that you make it, the more people will understand that all they're really doing is sharing the information. Like, hey, I've got a really cool app, and you know what? There's a rewards program with this, unlike Facebook. You really need to look at it. And there was a lot of energy there, a lot of new people, a lot of people really finally getting what it is that Rippln is and what it is that we're doing and how big we're going to be. It was amazing.
Oh, thank you, Sharman. That's great. I'm glad that it was a super event. I know that we had some of our Ripplers there. Dr. Roger Boger and Karen and Perrine was there. So awesome. Now, Isabel, you're 16 years old. Is that correct? And you're rippling it up all over the place. I mean, tell us how you're doing it. You know, this is where the old folks can learn from the youngins.
That's right.
Well, it's really not that hard. Like, all my friends, we all have like Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all the social networks, and Rippln's just another one of them. I'm just like, I just tell one person that there's this new app and it's invite only, and they're like, "Cool, what is it? Let me have it." I'm like, "Yeah, you can actually track how many people join because of you," and everyone's super quick to download it and just want to get involved with the latest app, the latest social network way to connect with everyone. So it's really simple, like Charm said.
It works out well for her age group. I wanted to mention,
we're always on our phones, so that's has social networking is all over the place. So it's what everyone's already doing. So it's really easy to get people attached.
What I mentioned last night to a couple people, I had a gentleman approach me that he was going to be talking to a friend of his that had a 16-year-old son. And he wanted some information about, you know, what exactly she had done. And I made it a point to tell him that kids of this generation do not talk on the phone a lot. And they're not sitting in front of a computer a lot. They're literally on their phones. But they don't talk on their phones. They text and tweet. Yeah. And post stuff on Instagram or Facebook. Isabel built her entire Ripple without one phone call. It was all texting friends, posting stuff on Twitter, Instagram a little bit because Instagram's more pictures. She has a Facebook page, but she doesn't use it. Like, the Facebook app isn't on her phone. So she didn't even use Facebook to build her Ripple. Her Ripple is solely texting and tweeting.
Just word of mouth. Just talking about it.
Not one phone call. And the kids in that generation, I can guarantee you that most of them did it the same exact way. They weren't blowing up their phones.
It spreads like crazy. If like one person tweets something about it, it's on everyone else's timeline, so everyone's automatically talking about it. And it'll get on Twitter and be like, everyone's talking about one thing. What is this? I need this too. Like, it's really crazy.
Yeah, we can learn something from them.
Well, that's what I was going to say. And Isabel, I mean, we feel so honored that you're actually speaking with us. Because apparently it's something that you rarely do, huh? But
I wouldn't say she's quiet, but she's just not a phone talker. And I say it's just the generation. Once, you know, they all got cell phones when they were 12 or 13 and started texting, and they just don't talk on the phone. And I think for them it makes it easier for them to talk to people about Rippln, because they don't actually have to talk about Rippln. You just send somebody a message or type it out, and it just spreads like wildfire.
And so that's the real key. I tell people, just use the KISS rule. That's keep it simple and social.
Yes.
I mean, that's what we're talking about. And so just to help people understand, when you come in for free to Rippln, you have 5 invitations that you can share with other people. And I tell people, look, it's a game. See how fast you can get those accepted, and you can unlock 5 more. That's the game of it. So just to kind of break it down, what you're doing, Isabel, is you're texting somebody, asking them if they would like a free promo code or invitation, and then when they say yes, you send them their promo code. Is that correct?
Yep.
Well, that sounds pretty easy. I think even I can do that.
So that's awesome. Last night they had we had a panel of people at our event last night up on the stage, and they made the mistake of not asking or not including Isabel on the panel.
Oh, no.
Our 16-year-old, and then we had people in the audience asking her questions, but she wasn't on the panel, so she had to stand up and answer some questions. But they were saying there was basically 10 words that you say to somebody was the gist of it. What was that you said?
I was just off the top of my head. Just that it's a new social media app, and you can track how many people join just because of you. And that's really all it is, because that's how Facebook was built. We just told people about it, but you can't track that with Facebook because it's not transparent like Rippln is. So it's totally new technology, and you know, like, your social impact, like how popular you are.
And that's big to kids.
Right.
So it's like, oh, how many people joined because of me?
Right. Yeah.
And they're interested in that stuff. And that, if you throw that out there, and hey, by the way, Facebook didn't pay us.
Right. And I don't even bring money into it, because kids my age, when you start talking about money, they're like, oh, that's a scam. We're not really going to get paid. It's going to rip me off. I'm like, no. It's just a social media app, and there's a rewards thing that you can get when you sign so many people up, and they're like, oh, cool. Like, I just don't detail it. Like, people don't like details, and they ask too many questions.
Well, you all are sharing such killer stuff right here, because one of the things that I think trips women up, even, like, I got a electric typewriter for high school graduation in September, but you know what, I can learn, and I'm learning from you. And what I want to say to women is, I'm actually very big into the tech space, mobile social space, and that's what I tell people, look, if I can learn this, you can too. But there's really nothing to learn here about tech, and that's what I want women to understand. They think, oh, I'm not techie. I say, well, who cares? You don't have to be techie. You just have to be able to invite. Do you think you can invite somebody, like, to a party, to a hangout, to whatever? They go, oh, yeah, I can invite. I said, well, you just become the best inviter in the world, and your Ripple is going to grow, and you'll get rewarded for that. How cool is that? So, I mean, I really appreciate what you all have shared. I'm gonna zip it over to Dawn now, because Dawn, being in another part of the world, in Croatia, I want to get a kind of a grasp on what this can mean globally for us. So thanks, you all, and I'll call back on you before we end this. Appreciate your time.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Hey, Dawn, I know that you can't show your video. Your connection's a little bit iffy there with storms and all, but you still there with us, Dawn?
I sure am. I am, definitely.
Well, great, so, Dawn. I know you were with Faith and myself in Dallas, and you've got some insights as to how this is going to impact not only just the people in Croatia, but other people throughout the world that that are rippling with you. Could you share with us about that?
I can. I just want to thank everyone for being here. I've loved the information that's been said. We've had a lot of different viewpoints. We have a lot of women here, different ages, different experiences, different timelines, and I think that just lends itself to how simple this business can be. And I just had to say that. So, in reference to the global picture, I'm really excited about it. We have. As of last weekend, I had a lot of younger generation, if you will, Isabel, join the Croatian team from 17 to 24, and they're a bunch of gamers. And the interesting thing is that, they are so excited about this, and it's interesting to watch. Everyone in my team is, but, it gives people the ability to not only have the reflection of their social graph, which everything we're talking about, but around the globe, it gives people more opportunity. It gives them options and choices. And when you come from a small country of 4 million people, that is critical. And these gamers, they were all about, they just love the aspect of Rippln, to be able to share it with people, like you said, Isabel, but also to be able to be paid. And I spoke to one of the gentlemen, and they all have game names. I'm like, can I just call you by your real name? Because one's El Burrito. I said, all right, El Burrito. But anyway, so the other gentleman, he's 17 years old, and we've been texting back and forth, like you said. I mean, they're excellent with texting back and forth. They get it. They're just right there. They're present. They're coachable. They've watched every video, and they said, we're totally on board with this. And I said to them, I said, so tell me, I said, what are your leaders like, that you guys are exploding it. It's kind of going in multiple countries. He said, yeah. He goes, I don't know who these people are. He said, I've signed up everyone in Croatia, and I'm in 10 countries, and this is a 17-year-old. If I was 17 and someone said, listen, this is what you got to do. You got to invite, and just invite, and invite, and you could build a global business. I would have been all over it. So I can totally identify with him, with you, with the current age group that are just plowing through it, and everyone else. And bottom line, you know, in terms of business, in terms of money and opportunities, I think, and I'm really excited about this, is like I said, you know, the recession is still apparent, but it isn't apparent in Rippln. And you can see by how this is growing viral. And I am so excited how we can help not tens and 20s, but thousands and millions of people change the quality of their life through something as simple as an invitation. And I personally think that's brilliant. I think I think the mindset, I think the corporate team, the gentlemen, and all the team, the women, the men, everyone at corporate, at Rippln Corporate, are amazing. Their vision is spot on, like Faith said. It's a time that's come. You know, we've done traditional business, we've done affiliate marketing, we've done network marketing, and I can tell you, there's nothing that's been as simple nor as fun as this. To be able to share an invitation, to be able to send a video, to be able to text in Isabel's case, or to call, or to do whatever, to be able to build a business in over 225 countries, to have that option, I just think is a gift. I think it's absolutely amazing, and I think the commitment, and I think the vision that the company's had is now, as Faith also said, we're all one, and that is really clear. And when you can move a mass of people in such a short duration of time, I can't imagine what this is going to look like in 6 months or 8 months or a year. I'm almost afraid to even think about it because it'll stop me in my tracks. I thought, don't even go there. Let's just keep inviting and keep our nose and head down and keep working, you know, and having fun, you know. So that's what I see. That's what I see on a global scale. I see it happening every day in my Ripple from people from 17 to 65, and it's an amazing, amazing thing. Back to you, Dottie.
Oh, thank you so much, Don. I really appreciate that. So even though, Isabel, I know that people your age may say, oh, I'm not interested in the money, when it starts flowing their way, why don't you just send it to me and Faith and Don? Because we are.
She owes
No,
me.
I'm just kidding. I mean, I think the point is well taken that, you know, simply share what we're doing. That's the key element. Share what you're doing. And because you do, you can be rewarded in the future. So let's just cover this a minute. Nobody is going to be forced to be other than a fan if they don't want to be. A fan is free. And a fan is going to get all kinds of rewards just for, you know, participating in some ways and getting your global app. But if you want to, what we say, ripple up and be a player now, I mean, I call it like this. Let's say that every single day Starbucks gave you a free cup of coffee, and you win and you're drinking your free cup of coffee and you think it's great, but you look over there and somebody's got a latte or a mocha, and you go, well, I want one of those, and they go, well, that's an upgrade. Are you going to throw down your free cup of coffee and stomp out of Starbucks because you have to pay for the upgrade? Of course not. You're just simply going to make a choice. You're either going to keep drinking. Well, like this is Starbucks, you know, but it's in my own cup. But you know, you'll keep drinking that free cup of coffee, or you'll choose to upgrade and get a latte. And that's what people are going to have a chance to do, which is upgrade to what's called a player. And now we know what that is. It's very simple. You can upgrade a membership, $69 a year. I mean, think Costco. You have a membership fee. Okay, nobody forces you to get a membership fee at Costco. It's going to be $69 a year and $25 a month to totally tap into the monetary rewards that will be there. And if that appeals to you, then go for it. If it doesn't, and you make some money anyway, like, you know, Isabel's going to be putting us in a trust account or something. I'm not exactly sure. That money. But Isabel, I can just say thank you from the bottom of my heart. And Charmin, maybe you can get in on some of Isabel's money that she's not interested in.
I did recruit her into my Ripple, so I think I'm good.
Yeah. Oh, me. Well, listen, it's been great fun being with everybody today. We wanted to get everybody's feedback, but I do want to give everyone a chance to have some parting words. So, Faith, how about from you? Let's go to you first before we end, and thank you for being here. I really appreciate you, Faith, in so many ways. You're just an awesome person and friend, and mentor in so many ways. So thank you for being on with us.
Dottie, I feel right back at you. I feel exactly the same way about you. First of all, I feel so grateful to be here at this time. And I think the key thing is to keep an open mind. If I have one thing to impart to everyone, if you're watching this, if you're still not clear on what this is all about, get back to the person that shared this Hangout video with in mind. Keep asking questions, keep plugging in, because it can change your life and the lives of those that you love and of those that your family, your business associates. And I just have been, just really quickly, on our team, I've been so impressed. We have a really big Hawaiian group, and it turns out in Hawaiian, they're all about sharing. The culture is about sharing. And so I thought it was so cool that they don't even think twice about it. They're just share, 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 because that's love. Sharing is love, equals love. And we have in Ghana, we have a great group going there. These guys really see the opportunity. I think in a lot of parts of the world, there is such a appreciation for an opportunity when it comes along. Sometimes there's not as much appreciation in the United States, but I think that's changing, and for the better, for sure. And then we've just got a whole Hollywood group coming in, and not one out of this Hollywood group, all these actors and producers, none of this, they totally get it because they live it every day. So just hopefully that triggers some people that you might know, and tap in. Don't prejudge. Share it with everybody.
Oh, for sure, Faith. I'm going to call all my actors friends right now as soon as I get off this. No, that's great. I love it when I hear that because, you know, let's face it, that lends credibility to everything that we're doing when known people get involved. You know, I have some athletes, major athletes that are getting ready to get involved, and I think we have some potential access here. And then when those type of people that are known start spreading the word, it just helps everybody. So thanks, Faith, for being on here. You're awesome, and I'm glad you all are just rippling like crazy, and I'm so happy and proud of you because everything that you all do helps our movement, Rippln, be stronger. See, that's the thing. I've been saying for the last 4 or 5 years that I want to connect, engage, collaborate, and leverage our collective talents globally to form synergistic partnerships. And that has been my mantra, I'd say, here every day in my little bitty space, working here from home. But it's coming to fruition, and that's really exciting. So thanks for being a part of our Ripple too, Faith. Appreciate you. And so let's go over here to Sharman and Isabel. Parting words from you all.
I would first of all thank you for having us on. This has been really fun. I really think that the key to the Rippln is to not be afraid to talk to people. You know, we had T-shirts made up. I had all kinds of people last night because, of course, we all had one on. I had a police officer approach me in a pizza place and say, "Excuse me, ma'am, what's that on your shirt?" And I was like, "Am I in trouble?" And I end up getting his partner's information and sent him an invite to Rippln. So you might guys want to pick up some shirts. But don't be afraid to talk to someone. Don't be afraid to approach a kid, an adult, anyone that's got their phone out in their hand, or even if they don't. And just say, you know, "Hey, do you have a smartphone? There's a really cool new app out. Coming out, it's invitation only. Would you like an invitation?" You know, and just keep it simple that way. But yeah.
What does your T-shirt say? What did you say on your T-shirt?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, our T-shirts, they're bright orange, and on the front they say Rippln, March to a Million, and then on the back they have bullet points. We have a website up if you guys want to order any. It's called Rippln2amillion.com.
Awesome.
Yeah.
$1,000,000.
Rippln to a Million.
Got it.
Great. And so, Isabel, parting words from you.
What she said about not being able, or being open to talking to anyone, Michael talked about last night about how we don't really have like a target market. Our target market is everyone. So anyone will, like the target market is anyone. Just talk to anyone, kids, adults, any kind of people.
Older generation.
Yeah, have their phones. So, and
You
keep
mean
it simple.
anybody that's alive?
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah.
I love it.
Breathing. long as they're breathing.
Thank you so much for having me on here. It's great.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So here's the takeaway on that. Don't be afraid to talk to people. I think in Isabel's case, don't be afraid to text, and she's not. You know, have a T-shirt or something that you know shares what you're doing. And who can you talk to? Well, any of the 7.2 billion people in the world. That's pretty easy. Okay, so keep an open mind, as Faith has said. And Dawn, I'm going to switch it over to you real quick and get your parting words.
Yeah, thank you very much. Great to be here one last time with you. Wonderful women. Love to have flower power out there, women power out there. It's excellent. So great to be here with all of you. One of the last things I was just going to say is not only, I think, being open to possibilities. I think that people are all great at inviting, and that's evident. We're at 800,000 people, right? And we haven't even launched the company. But I think many people wonder, because we come from, as a general whole, a negative society, wondering, can it be all that? You know, is the time really come, or am I going to be roped into something that couldn't possibly be that good? And I think we stand here in front of you as evidence that it is that good, and it's even going to be better than what I think it's going to be. And, you know, a lot of us are raised with dreams and hopes, and I think as we mature, some of those dreams and hopes get put on the back burner. And I think people are afraid to dream and hope. And I think I would encourage people to be open to the possibility to dream and hope again, because it is all coming to fruition, as Dottie said. And I think we are totally in the right place at the right time. So I would just say dream from a place of possible, because it truly, truly is, and not come from a place of, you know, that's only possible for the chosen few, the Mark Zuckerbergs of the world or whomever. No, no, no. That's what this mission, this movement is all about, is changing that dynamic so everyone can have a piece of the pie and dream and hope again.
Oh, thank you, Dawn. That's so awesome. And, you know, that reminds me of one of my favorite quotes. And it's by Edward Evan Hale. And when I say this quote, you're probably going to go, what? That's not who I thought said that. And it says, I am only one, but still I am one. I cannot do everything, but still I can do something. And I will not refuse to do the something that I can do. And so, you know, Helen Keller actually made that very well known, but Edward Evan Hale actually first said it. So that just kind of shows you how things go. Somebody can be known for something because it becomes associated with them. And so Rippln and Rippln Up can become associated with you and your social graph, which is so amazing. And so, you know, dream and hope. Never give up on your dreams and hope, because that really makes us who we are. And when we, one by one, share this, the point is, as one person, you can make a difference. And you can do that by sharing with somebody else and them sharing. And before you know, we'll all be connected. And I believe that we are all connected in this world. And this is a way that can really help everybody. And I want to just end by saying that, speaking to, rather, the integrity of the people behind the company. I've been very fortunate over the past few years to be in business with Michael Rutherford and people like Brian Underwood, who is the CEO of Rippln. And I have learned with them, and I've known that we were going to have something very, very awesome globally for the past 3 years, and this is it. So the people behind the company are solid. They have solid experience of 20 plus years. Brian in the industry himself. He's a young guy, but he started when he was in college. You know, Isabel, start young like Brian Underwood, and, you know, the sky's the limit. But it's really the sky's the limit for anybody, no matter what your age. Now's the time to embrace it. You can make a difference in our world, and that's what I love about Rippln. So thanks to all you, what we call Rippln Rockin' women who are smart chicks, every one of you. I appreciate you and appreciate you being on this hangout today. And we'll look forward to doing it again. Hey, we're not going to quit having fun. This is just the beginning.
That's right. Great job, everyone. Fabulous.
Thank you so much.
Thank
It's excellent to
you.
be here.
Bye.
Thank you all. Have a good day.